Hello and welcome to China Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochonogo. Yes, we did the countdown. The countdown, it was 100 days to go. It was 90 days to go, 80 days, 70 days. And then eventually we got to the 23rd of July. And then this show started. And now it is the 8th of August, 08/08/2021. And that tells you, it signals the end, that which has a beginning also have an end. Olympics 2020, staged in 2021 in Tokyo after the 1964 first edition, is coming to an end, has come to an end today. The closing ceremony should be on by now. I tell you, we know where we are because they said tables don't lie. So at the end of the show, at the end of the 2 weeks, at the end of the day, we shall look at the table and ask ourselves, we went, we saw, but then what I can't answer is, did we conquer or we got conquered? And that is the story of Tokyo 2020 for Nigeria, as we are the 32nd Olympiad. You know, the very first edition came here right there in 1896. Yes, in 1896. You know that in Athens, that was the home, or when the god descended from Mount Olympia. And then men said, let us run. And it has been that way. Today, we shall take a look back and see how Nigeria has fared in this. Not much. When growing up, our grandmothers did tell us that, when you want to share a pot, a pot without too much meat or too much, just the soup that is there, it is quite easy to share. It is when you have the meat, the fish, and all other garnishes, that is when we say who has the bone or who has the flesh. So it is easy to share this. It is easy to analyze this. It is easy because we know where we are, because we have not moved too far from where we were in 2012, from where we got to in 2016, and where we have arrived in 2021. It has been a journey of a silver and a bronze in the past 8 or 9 years. But then, great things did happen, even if it was not by Nigeria. Because when you look at 2021, you look at the US team, there was hope for Nigeria when we got there in the basketball. And then in that exhibition, they lost to Nigeria, they lost to Australia. But when it mattered most, they said, yes, we were just warming up. That is an exhibition. And here we are. It was gold for USA. Gold in basketball men, gold in basketball women. It was gold for USA. 4x400 meters men, 4x400 meters women. And in basketball, I tell you, because they've got it 7 out of the last 8 years, out of the last 8 editions, of the Olympics. So that is the definition of dominance. And then here we are saying, who is who? Individuals. We shall look at individuals who have also achieved great feats. We shall look at those who have won it back-to-back. Brazil just won the gold, football gold, back-to-back. They waited, and they have it. They said, we can't do it. You move on. And then Eliud Kipchoge, the greatest marathoner of all time, he just did that with 1 minute and 20 seconds behind. The last man, you can't, even when he finished, we're still looking for the next guy there. He said, yes, I am the greatest marathoner. So what do you take from this? In Nigeria, we are still looking. Last week, we looked at those who couldn't go for the test. Last week, we looked at, yes, what happened, the fate that befell, blessing. The one blessing went down, another blessing came up. We got that from Blessing Bododuru. But then, in Nigeria, the stories never end. But then there was a shocker for the sporting world. And it didn't come from Tokyo. It came from Catalan. Because the man they thought will never move. The man they thought will be there forever. The man that is synonymous with whatever they have achieved in their golden era. The news came that Messi will be leaving. There is no Messi for the Catalonians. Messi have not shown them Messi. And where is he headed to? We shall look at that. It will be a bumper package today. Theo is in the house. I just want to look at his face. And then, Theo, how are you? Okay, I'm good. All right. I will come back to you. But first, I want to see if we can connect with Adebambo Akoni. Is this right there? He is the CEO of Making of Champions. He is Mr. Athletics. We bother him because there are people who just say it, but are those who commit their commitment and actions are all there. Bambo, are you there? How are you, Bambo?
Very good. It's good to be back on the show, Ken.
It's good to be by here. You are part of. You are already part of. You are part of this show. And then that is the thing. Wherever you are, we reach out to you. There was so much hope going to Tokyo. So much hope from the athletics. So much hope trying to qualify. So much hope getting there. And then it's like in trying to get somewhere, we left some things behind. But your take, your summation of how it has been for Nigerian athletics in Tokyo 2020.
Athletics has not won a medal for Nigeria at the Olympics since Beijing 2008, 13 years, until Esebrume's long jump bronze at these Olympics. So we must say that that is progress, that is movement in the right direction. And of course, overall, Nigeria won 2 medals at these Olympics, which is more than we won in the last 2 Olympics combined. So we are moving in the right direction, despite less than ideal preparation. You can imagine if we took preparing for the Olympics as seriously as other countries, we should be coming home with at least 5 medals, which is what I had been, should I say, predicting or hoping for the last couple of years. But we'll take 2 medals. The next Olympics is in 3 years' time, and the preparation has to have started already.
The next Olympics have started preparation already. It has always been what we see here. Last week, I told our viewers that I will share a document with them, and I will look for that document. I have seen that document, so that means definitely I will share it. I'm not sure if I share it today, because after London 2012, the British, Olympic Committee, I went to work and came out with how they were going to fund 2016. They brought it down sport by sport, event by event, based on performance. And so in looking forward, Bambo, because like I said, we shouldn't be crying over spade make. What journey, what path do you think we should follow if we want to get to this particular El Dorado, of sports?
It's interesting you mentioned the Great British team, because I like to recall that Atlanta 96 was the only Olympics that Nigeria finished above Great Britain in the medal standing. We had 2 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronze. Great Britain had 1 gold, 8 silver, and 6 bronze. And what did they do? They went back home. They said, look, we're going to have the Olympics in 2012, and we must put up a better showing. So it was really a long-term planning that Great Britain did over 2 or 3 Olympic cycles to be where they are today. And that's exactly what we need to do. We're talking about the next Olympics is in 3 years. Most serious countries have been talking about Los Angeles 2028 already. And obviously, Brisbane has already been announced for 2032. So that's the kind of planning we need to start doing over 2 or 3 Olympic cycles, not even just one.
You put it broadly, because we seem to have we were at this spot before. We were at this spot in 1980, Bambo. In 1980, we came back, and it was the scandal in Moscow. And they would say, what do we do? We're in this spot also, like you're talking, in 2012. That same 2012, when Britain became Britain and overcame their problems. And then when we came back with 0 bronze, 0 gold, 0 silver, and 0 bronze, we had our retreat. Even was attended by the then president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And then they were all there. And then, so what is going to be different from what we've been doing before? Because I tell you, when you keep on doing this thing the same way, are you expecting to get a different result? Is it a drawing board now they want to go to? Or what do we look at the template of other nations that have succeeded? Or what do we form? We were not this bad. We're getting bad, Bambo. Do we go back to where we were? I don't know. What do you envisage? How do you envisage how we should get this done so that it will be different from what we did before in order to achieve the same results that we've been achieving?
I think it's fair to say that we are fortunate to have these 2 medals at these Olympics. We owe a debt of gratitude to Esebrume, who has been one of the top long jumpers in the world for the last 7 years, and then also to Blessing Oborodudu, and by extension, Honorable Daniel Igali, because what he has done in wrestling is transformational. And you know, he told a story, I think the other night on channels, and he mentioned how he discovered Blessing Oborodudu in 2006. We're talking 15 years for their first Olympic medal. So, you know, we need to start understanding that this is a long-term process. He started a great work that is beginning to bear fruit at the Olympic level. Of course, it's been bearing fruit until now, at the African level, at the Commonwealth Games, and so on, but now at the highest level. And that's what we need to do to continue. We must look at where our strengths are. In track and field, for example, the relays have won most of our medals in track and field, 8 out of 13. So why do we not take the relays seriously? You know, when we look back at this season, we can look at, you know, the World Relays is something Nigeria should have attended to qualify all the teams. Nevertheless, we got together and we also supported. We had our PAGA MOC relays where the mixed 4x4 qualified for the Olympics. And that was, you know, the first African team to make the Olympics in that event, the first time that event was happening. And the relays is where Nigeria should be presenting 5 teams and winning medals easily. And that should be a big target for Paris 2024. If we want to go back to winning medals quickly, we need to focus on the relays and we need to support the sprinters and the quarter milers who will make up those relay teams in 2024. One good thing I will say is that the new AFN president and board, they seem to be making a lot of the right moves, even though they were not involved when, you know, with the past administration, with all the disqualifications. They still came out with a press release, took responsibility and pledged that they're going to make a change to make sure that Nigeria is no longer out of those category A countries where we're not meeting up with our anti-doping, you know, the anti-doping standards globally. So, you know, the new AFN, their first competition is coming up next week. It's the World Under-20 Championships in Kenya. So let's see how they do there and wish them well on, you know, turning things around and really revamping athletics, because there needs to be a complete revamp. You know, we cannot see what we saw with the Puma sponsorship, which Puma just withdrew. That is the kind of sponsorship that will not come along again for another 3 to 5 years, if that. So, you know, let's see how the new AFN performs.
Okay, I deliberately didn't want to discuss, you know, the administration of sports in Nigeria with you, because we have just, it just goes beyond saying we are sorry, we take responsibility or whatever it is in what has happened, because we need more than, you know, to launder what has happened, to clean up the image of Nigeria in what has happened in Moscow is something else. So I want to ask you, you know, a question that is that devoid or it's not too committal in that particular direction. What do you think should the focus be? Should it be more on funding? Should it be more on the technical aspect of, you know, of those who the training our, you know, our athletes and let them understand that, or it has to be, you know, with administration of athletics in Nigeria?
I would say administration will be the key. You know, I think, as you rightly said, a lot needs to be done differently from what we've seen the last 4 years, particularly. And I think that, you know, we have to give the new administration time and see how they perform and judge them on how they perform. But definitely, I would say the administrative aspect is where Nigeria is, you know, I mean, how can 10 out of your 23 athletes get to the Olympics only to find out that they're not going to be able to compete? That was such a disaster that I'm sure they'll be looking at and thinking that we have to make sure this can never, ever happen again to any Nigerian athletes at the Olympics.
Okay, Bamba, this is Sunday, and what we do on Sunday is try to put a smile on the faces of our viewers. We don't want them to go with gloom. You work Monday to Friday in the office. You stress on say you want to rest. You want to go out to work on Monday. So when we come here, we want to see that they can smile. What has been your highlights of 2020? What will people will watch and say we want to watch it over again? The wow moments of this particular Olympics. What to you? What are they? Not just on athletics, but generally, because you followed it every day, the making of champions always make it all over day. That's why we're always with you. So let's not just have that so that our guys can at least relax on this Sunday.
Well, does it have to be performances of Team Nigeria alone, or
no. I said on Nigeria alone. Bambo, tell us about the Olympics. Just give us your moment of the Olympics.
Well, I mean, obviously, this Olympics is going to be remembered as the pandemic Olympics. So, I mean, really a shame that the local fans couldn't really be in the stadium, the venues. But there were some real incredible moments, I'll never forget the 400-meter hurdles, world record in both the men and the women. But the men especially, Carsten Warholm running 45.94, the first man ever under 46 seconds. The second place smashed the world record as well, but still finished second. And that's a special, 45.9. I hate to say, but in Nigeria, our 400 flats national trials this year was not 45.9. He would have beaten them with the hurdles. So, I think one of my favorite moments actually was the men's high jump. Bashim and
exactly. Yes.
I share gold. I mean, you'll never see a more amazing moment. The officials telling them that, you have to jump off, and Bashim just asks immediately, can we have 2 goals? And
can we have 2 goals?
Yeah, sure. And they shook on it, and Tamberi's response, I mean, just says it all. Coming back from injury that kept out of the last Olympics, and he's sharing gold with his friend now. So that for me is a really special moment from these Olympics. And then in terms of the athletes, Italy and Jacobs, the new 100-meter champion.
Yes.
He's going home with 2 gold 100 meters
gold medals, 4x1. Yes.
Who would have thought that? But what an amazing story. Apparently the US men did not win a gold medal on the track, I believe,
individually
at this Olympics. Individually, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then let's spare a thought for Allyson Felix. What an incredible athlete. 11 Olympic medals.
Is it 10 or 11?
11 now, because she got the bronze in the 400.
Yeah.
And she got the gold 4x4. So she added 2.
Okay, yes, after the bronze.
What a story, coming back from having a baby and, having Nike drop her because she was having a baby. I mean, she has cemented her place as one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yes, I think I agree with you. Tamberi Basham, episode, and then ran into when Italy now got the 100 meters gold. That celebration for about a minute or 2, 90 seconds. Going on there. I think that is one of the wildest moments of 2020. Bambo, it's been a pleasure. We always come back to you. We drag you back here. If either we talk or you be here, and then we look at the way forward for Olympics, for athletics in Nigeria. You'll be there. Keep it up, my dear. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. It's always a pleasure talking with Bambo. He's there. He went to Jamaica to go and look at why. You see, there are things you think in Nigeria, those who work and want to get it there. This program, China Sport on Sunday, focuses on developmental sport in Nigeria. And that is why we look at the angles where most people don't look. I'm not saying they're looking at it. And that is how it is. We are focusing on what we are doing now, what we're doing right or doing wrong. I will always talk about this SWOT analysis. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are our challenges? And how do we overcome them? How do we get better in the things that we are good at? And how do we curtail those things that we are not good at? And that is where we go. And we hit it there. We let you know that our allegiance is to Nigeria. So the future of Nigerian sport, and we put it there. But then, like we said, that is the Olympics. We're still talking Olympics, so it's a moment. We are still going to do that in the next 2-3 weeks. But then you can't take away yourself from this. Catalan. nobody saw this coming. But some 48 hours earlier, somebody has booked, booked a venue to celebrate, and then suddenly the bombshell: Messi is leaving. No one saw it coming. No prophet saw it coming. No pundit saw it coming. No, not whatever in any way. How?
Ken, the moment the Barcelona failed to renew Messi's contract last season, where he had the face-up with the former board led by Jose Bartomeu, I knew there was going to be a problem. Now, then you saw a contract renewal with players that you would likely want to let go of, but somehow Barca kept those players in the team. Now, Messi was instrumental, he played a key role in the ousting of said president, Bartomeu, because the vote of no confidence was passed and the other election was pushed forward. And then the man you like to call the most successful president in Barca's history, talking about Juan Laporta, was re-elected back into the club. Now, we started hearing rumors of the fact that yes, the club had exceeded their wage limit, and they were going to need to shed some dead weight in quotes, so that they could be able to renew Messi's contract. But let's not forget, we're talking about it here on this show. As of June 1st of this year, Messi had become a free agent. Now, he went on to the Copa America and went on to win the elusive international senior men's trophy with Argentina. So, and ever since then, we've been seeing him posting on his Instagram. Messi has been celebrating it like no other. But we're equally basking in the euphoria of his own celebration, forgetting that there were still issues pending in the club. And then the talk started coming up that, well, I think this is that has happened already.
This is this morning. I think this is this morning because he said he was going to talk this morning.
I have people saying when Messi starts crying, they'll start crying too. Like we know nobody saw this coming.
I don't understand.
Nobody saw this coming. And Messi said so. He said it years ago. He said he would not leave Barca except if they kick him out.
Yes.
He was willing to take a pay cut. He made every attempt to remain at the club. But somehow it was so mismanaged under the last administration that, in fact, whatever they would have done to keep Messi in the institution would have set Barca back by another 50 years. In fact, the entity called Barcelona might even cease to exist. So they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Should Messi continue with Barcelona, or and we lose the club, the club cease to exist, or the player leaves? And of course, there was nothing the club could do. They had to let him go.
We have to go on a break. This is becoming touchy. When we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. You will join us because we shall open the lines. You're welcome back at the Channel Sport on Sunday. And then Tio has been lamenting. Before we came back here, the last word he said 40 million net. Because that is what PSG, that is what they are saying the contract is going to be worth. They will pay Messi 40 million a year, 40 million euros a year. And that is what is going to, he's going to have a guaranteed 2 years from what we are learning. And then maybe with option to sign for a third year. Which means about 120 million euros, that will go there. And then so we don't know. And then he also looked at it and said, look, some people make some businesses, it depends on how you are making it. Because PSG will be getting Messi for free. Free. As in free. And Barcelona is getting nothing. And then they got Jimmy Wijnaldum on free from Liverpool. They got Sergio Ramos free after Real Madrid released him. And they got the AC Milan keeper, the Italian goalkeeper who went how many matches without conceding?
Almost 16 matches.
Over 20 matches without conceding before the Euros.
Before they finally conceded. And he went on to win the Euros.
And they also got him to Donnarumma. They also got him on free. So you remember we're having MSN. You understand? Messi, Suarez, Neymar. So it's going to be MMN because you remove the S and replace it with Mbappe. So when we have Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, and have Jimmy join there, we have Di Maria, we have other things. We're probably
there's even still talk that Di Maria is yet to renew his contract.
But with Messi coming in,
but with Messi, that exactly. Now the chance to play alongside, if not the greatest ever.
No, let me ask you the reverse question. Let me ask you because this guy left Man City to join him at Barcelona.
Sergio Aguero.
Yes. We have Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay said, look, I want to play with Messi.
Messi, yes.
Now, how do these guys now go to Barcelona because they want to play with Messi, and then Messi now leaves? So I mean, how?
You know, that's what even makes it. Well, I think they understand it's football, they're professionals. But it's just sad because the circumstances under which it happened.
Yeah.
Even Messi didn't know he wasn't going to remain at the club. Everybody had come to the table. Everybody had agreed. But the terms and conditions that were put in place for Messi to remain. The club called Barca will cease to exist after a couple of years. And
okay.
they were not having any of that.
And they said no player is bigger than the club.
No player is bigger than the club. Even though Messi is Barcelona.
And Barcelona is Messi.
Everything. Every single record. I think the record Messi doesn't have is defensive and goalkeeping record. Every other record said in the league in itself. I think they should not name the league after him. But it's really, really sad.
Piqué came in with... there have been a lot of comment. I think Piqué came in with
everybody,
with
the
one
whole
of them.
The sporting world.
Piqué, but where's that? I'm trying to get that comment if we can get it. When Gerard Piqué, when he's talking about, he said nothing will ever be the same again.
Yeah.
Not the Camp Nou, not the city of Barcelona, not us. After more than 20 years, he said you stop wearing the Barca shirt. Reality sometimes is very hard. Reality sometimes is very hard. He said we met in 2000. We had 13 years and a career ahead. What a race. The mother who gave birth to us, oh Lord. If we had designed it back then, it was impossible to make it better. Such a madness. In my first season, after I returned to Barcelona, we won the triplet, and you became the best player of all time. From Rosario to touch the sky of Rome, that's where the legend began. What came next is history, and what a great time we had. You are living now, but I know one day you will be back.
Definitely.
There are still things to do. Have fun, enjoy wherever you go, and keep winning as only you know how to do. We are going to miss you here. I love you, Leo. And that's by Piqué, Gerard Piqué.
And that is one of multiple churches tributes that have come in. There are things.
Okay. Let's come back. Aqua United are the champions of the MPFL for 2021. So they are our champions now. It's been a while coming. They've had their ups, they have their downs, but then they also, went for the magical touch. They went to pick a coach, Kennedy Boboye, who has won it before. Yeah. The Rivers United, Rivers people are saying, look, Kennedy is our son. He's making us proud. Maybe someday he shall return home to also give the title to Rivers United. But for now, it is Aqua who appreciates his talent, who appreciates his acumen, what he can achieve, and then say, okay, look, this is who we are giving it to you, and Aqua United are champions. But that is, I bet the same way that everything Nigerian, I'm sorry to generalize in this case, why we're celebrating Aqua United, last week here we brought in Bomayaye, who is the commissioner for sport in Rivers State, and then, because they filed an appeal, they filed a protest which was turned down, and then they went to the NFF disciplinary committee to say, look, we want justice, and eventually they got that particular justice. I don't know if it's possible for us to take the decision of the disciplinary committee, because here they have, they said, look, they turn it down against, all right, that is the decision of the disciplinary committee.
This case involves,
okay.
scrolling too fast.
Yeah, I think that's scrolling.
This case involves Jigawa Golden Stars versus Rivers United in the match day 34 fixture played on 21st of...
okay, just go to the findings.
All right. It said, based on the documents and evidence, after the submission of parties and the decision of the league management company dated 28 July 2021, that upon consideration of the relevant provisions of this league rules based on the foregoing, the submission of Jigawa Golden Stars as well as the benchmark set in previous decisions on matters of this nature, the LMC is unable to establish that Jigawa Golden Stars intentionally featured the player in question, who ought to have been suspended. B, consequently, the protest is dismissed, and the result of the match stands, that is Jigawa Golden Stars 2, Rivers United 1.
So let's go to the decisions. Can we scroll to the decisions? Okay. All right. It said there are inconsistencies
by Jigawa Golden Stars FC in the representation of the official. Okay, it's coming up again. I think let's just take it from the second one.
Let's just take it from the second one. Okay, the third one.
Okay, inconsistencies by Jigawa Golden Stars in the representation of the official email address and their channels of communication. The LMC alleged that it inadvertently sent the suspension notification to Golden Stars at yahoo.com instead of GW Stars
at gmail.com. They sent to a Yahoo mail instead of their Gmail. Maybe I submitted it too. All right.
All right. The two clubs involved in the matter are in tandem that the LMC did not live up to its responsibilities in terms of the manner in which. Okay, I think it's moving pretty fast right now.
Okay, at least let me see. I think we are going to get this back. But then the decision is that the disciplinary committee have now overturned what the LMC decision on this, and then the decision is without prejudice by this. So they've now awarded the 3 points and 3 goals back to Rivers United, yes. And that is what catapulted Rivers United back to second on the log, which put them in that Champions League spot. So for now, because also Jigawas can still appeal this decision. Pending the appeal, I think Rivers United are second on the log. We shall get that log, the final log for now. Temporarily final. I don't know. I'm going to say that so that after the appeal we can now finalize and see if the decision of the NFF disciplinary committee stands. So we shall find out if that won't stand. So let's see. The ITO Cup also is coming up today. ITO Cup finals. Are 2 finals. One. Bayelsa United are involved in male and female. The female team will start first to be against Robo Queens of Lagos, the Bayelsa Queens, and then later in the day it will be between Bayelsa United and Nasarawa United. I want to see if it is possible. We can go to Benin and see if we can get in touch. If we can get in touch with the technical advisor of Bayelsa United, and let's see how they did it. It's historic. Okay, we haven't gotten that yet. So let's see how when we can do that, we can go over there and get it
wins the match between Bayelsa United and that's how it ends up become the 4th team.
That will go to the CAF Confederations
all to play for the city of Benin today.
Okay, so that will be that. Let's go back to the Olympics, and then we say US won their 4th successive Olympics men's basketball gold. They defeated France 87-82. We thought the US were struggling during the exhibition. They lost to Nigeria. They lost to Australia. But
Ken, it's United States. It's basketball. It's their sport.
Comment the moment. Comment the man.
Exactly. But yes, it was a cause for concern. When they lost those matches in exhibition before the Olympics started, a lot of the journalists in the US, basketball journalists, were coming at them from left, right, and center. Saying you don't have any right losing this kind of games, because you're basically giving your opponents a momentum to actually step up. But when it mattered the most, that is when coming into the Olympics. And there's this talk about how a lot of the stars do not want to play in the Olympics. They rather just relax and chill and go into the next NBA season. Players picking tournaments and all of that. But these guys came and they stepped up, and of course they did what they know how to do best, which is winning it emphatically. The United States, you have to give it to them.
And then, funny enough, they lost to France in the very first match.
In the first game.
And then we thought it would be a carry-back from the exhibition.
It was going to be a downward spiral from there.
Exactly.
But no, it wasn't meant to be.
They picked up and
then that was it.
At the end of the day, it was gold.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, so that is how you do it. This is not a surprise. The Jamaican women are winning the 4x100. It was a clean sweep, a clean sweep in the 100 meters. Gold, silver, and bronze. And then, so if 3 of them are lined up against,
what do you expect?
I don't know.
The 3 fastest women at the Olympics going into 4x100.
Maybe,
like Bambo said earlier, it's all about planning. It's all about it's long term.
Yes.
We come here and then we celebrate the winners. The flags are hoisted up, the anthems are played, and then we sing along with them. But years of training, years of practice have gone into making sure that these athletes come to these championships and emerge as winners, emerge as gold medalists. We talked about how Honorable Danny Gali discovered blessing as far back as 2005. 2005 up until 2021. 15 years in the making. She's running up with a silver medal at the Olympics. Again, we saw how, and the tears coming down their faces, how they were singing and praising God. But the hard work that have been put into it, it cannot be understated. You will not, you don't rush into something and expect maximum results. Like Okpe said, I think 2 weeks ago, he said you cannot outshine your environment.
At all.
And the environment you find yourself in. How would 10 out of your 23 athletes fail tests? I mean, for crying out loud. Where does it happen? But then again, it's Nigeria. A lot of things are peculiar to us anyway.
There again, it's Nigeria, and we can't. They are decimating the field. You know, in 4x1. They picked up gold, silver, bronze individually, and then when you join them to that collectively, when individually they are the best.
Like when you had you had Usain Bolt, you had what's the other guy's name again? Blake. I mean, he's sprinting and he's looking left and right, like, you know.
We can't even stop celebrating Blessing Aboduduru, and then she is good. She is there because, like we said, it is surprising. It is surprising that Nigeria is just winning a wrestling medal for now, because wrestling is part of our tradition. Yes, it is. You know, wrestling is not what we say. Okay, we'll go over there and we pick, because when you I don't know, did you read Things Fall Apart?
Yes, I did.
You read Things Fall Apart. If you read Things Fall Apart, you will know that Okonkwo came to fame. You know, that is Blessing. There she is. Probably if Okonkwo is watching this now, he should be proud that yes, that which is supposed to be indigenous to Nigeria, which is wrestling. All part of Nigerians, there we have this wrestling that goes especially in the south region, in the southeast region. We have great wrestlers who have been produced there, you know, from years and years and years. Let me see if we can go back and recall and take. Let's go back. That's Blessing, okay. And let's go back to what we read in school. Some of you are very familiar with this, but I want to take your memory back, and that is what it is all about. It said Okonkwo was well known throughout the 9 villages and even beyond. His fame rested on solid personal achievement. As a young man of 18, he had brought honor to his village by throwing Amalinze the cat. Amalinze was the great wrestler who for 7 years was unbeaten from Umuofia to Mbaino. He was called the cat because his back will never touch the earth. It was this man that Okonkwo threw in a fight which old men agreed was one of the fiercest since the founder of their town engaged the spirit of the wild for 7 days and 7 nights. The drums beat and the flute sang and the spectators held their breath. Amalinze was a wily craftsman, but Okonkwo was as slippery as a fish in water. Every nerve and every muscle stood out on their arms, on their backs, and on their thighs, and one almost had them stretching to the breaking point. In the end, Okonkwo threw the cats. In the end, Okonkwo threw the cats. We shall open the lines probably now. We'll come back. Things Fall Apart. The center couldn't hold, but then Okonkwo did through Amalinze the cat. So if Nigerians were going to the Olympics, we should be going there with the spirit of Okonkwo throwing Amalinze. We should be going there to say, yes, we are a wrestling nation. We are not just going there as spectators. We are not going there to make up the numbers. We are going there to say, yes, this is who we are. Success. And some of you are already saying, Tamira, the lady who defeated Blessing, is a Nigerian. Abba, she's a Ghanaian. She's an American Ghanaian ancestry. The father is from Ghana, not from Nigeria. So don't say an Ijo lady and another different another Ijo lady. All these WhatsApp things that you guys will just done somewhere. I mean, it's Tamira. I think she's a twin. The name is Sister Mika. Maybe because of they say it is Tamara, which is an Izon name, and you think think because of that one, that is what it is. No, it is not. We claim her. She's African American, but she is not of Nigerian ancestry. In fact, the lady said that because of the sibling rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana, that the father will be so happy. The father died while coming back from one of our fights. The father will be happy that it was a Nigerian she defeated for the gold. So if she's a Nigerian, I don't think she'll be saying the father will be happy that she beat a Nigerian. But the mother will not be happy that she beat a Nigerian to win the gold. But she is asked, there is Ghana. When it comes to the bigger global sentinel, when you are an African, wherever you come from, as far as a black man says Peter Tosh, you are an African. So she is African, but sorry, my guy, I'm not claim this one yet. She is not Nigerian. She is not Nigerian. Okay, let's move on. We talked about the women there picking up there, and then let's look. All right.
Let me stop now, okay?
Oh, I don't know you are already there. You're welcome. How are you?
We thank God. Please, I beg you in the name of God, let me land. I beg you in the name of God, let me land.
Okay, go on.
Please, thank you very much.
Yes.
What really happened in 9 minutes, the end of the match of the league, Nigerian league, LMC now come out. They're now telling us that they released the 10 o'clock email. 10 o'clock after the last match, the Gawa and Rivers. How many months now? You're not coming out, say 3 points again. Why can't you say you give MFM and Ifa Yuba 3 M? Why can't you tell them to replay the match? Why can't you come out in a week? Nigerian football, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, the Eyimba is protest. The Arab petition. What United Arab petition. Now, a 2 team in the league. Now, I guess what LMC done. Let me tell you, it's a money hand. If it is not money hand, why can't you come out in a week? A week to come and say 3 points is for so. Later, if you see what is happening in Ipa and MFL, they still give them they say they want to give them 2 million. That is MFL to go and replay the match. Honestly to God, this Nigerian football will never. I don't. It's because of FBC. There's a lot of things I should say, but it's because of rule and regulation. Because I'm so wide by it. I don't like it, and God will judge the people who done this thing. Because in a week, you're supposed to come out and say, we are removed. Why? Is it happening in Europe? Is it the way they are doing their thing in Europe? Let us talk the truth. Honestly to God, nobody is Ghana United happy because it's jubilate. Everybody come out to go and watch the match against Casino. They beat them 3-0. Have you ever in the league, anybody has beaten Casino in 3-0? Because of the termination of the Kwara United. Because of the termination, we want to play. Imagine what is happening now. God will judge.
All right.
Pray to God. God will judge.
Thank you, Owo. I know Owo is talking about. I know you are pained at whatever this. I think whatever this one is taking. You know, somebody is going to get hurt. Okay. We've said it before that when this thing happened between Eyimba and Niger Tornadoes a few years back. We were crying on this show. I think probably normally we do these things. I will maybe go back to that show that we had on that series. It was like a domino effect. It was moving from Niger Tornadoes suffering at the hands of Eyimba, and then another team suffering at the hands of Niger Tornadoes. At the end of the day, we called for sanity because it was not what we expected to happen then. It did happen, and that we are saying. We said it before this that expunge that word intentional. If you field 5 players, if your players have 5 yellow cards, they have 5 yellow cards. You don't say you field them intentionally. You are supposed to keep your records. Nobody, if you don't file your tax papers, you go for it. Nobody's going to say anything. All right, let's take Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Fine, sir. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Paul. How are you doing?
Fine. I congratulate our athletes. I know today is the closing ceremony of the Olympics, isn't it? I think it's today.
Yeah, yes.
Our people have tried. I think they have surpassed the last edition with 1 bronze and 1
Paul. Okay. All right. Okay.
I think also we play our own FA Cup finals today, both the men and the women version.
Yes, in Benin, yes. Yeah.
So what I want to say is that there was a guy called our NTA 24 Sports News. I was asking them about how we played our FA Cup, playing the state FA Cup, playing the one they're playing today. You understand?
They were playing 2 matches today. The male and female finals.
And the Bayelsa thing.
Yes. Both of them, yeah.
And the Bayelsa United.
And National United, yes.
Yes. So I asked them, this our FA Cup we play, is it professional football? They said yes. Both the state FA Cup and the one they're playing today is also, all of them are professional football. But I want to say that even me, I played it. There was a club I played it. It's just a grassroots club. I played it. Then even the team did not have stadium. You understand? They were attacked themselves in a primary school field or secondary school field. They're playing their own games and their training and their matches. You know, they didn't have anything like stadium of their own where they will be playing their training or their match. They should have their own mini stadium where they will be playing their training or their match.
No, it's just, I understand you, but this is just the arrangement they are trying to get instead of playing home and away. You play fast, like all that. They don't have a permanent venue. The same thing you have probably in UK, where it's the road to Wembley, where everybody they play the FA Cup final there. You can get they've even been changing. They've been tinkering. You know, formerly you play home and away. Later they say, okay, at this moment from quarterfinals, you cannot be a one-off match and stuff like that. There is always this development in the games. Yeah.
But did you know that before they played in England, all these teams are playing, they are in the league, either in the National League or in their Championship, or in the League One, in the League Two, or in the Premiership.
Yeah, our own to the Paul, I get you. We want to go on. Paul want to go on a short break, but I tell you this, that even then, what they do, they register. Clubs register for the competition. Thank you very much, Paul. I always appreciate your call. We appreciate you here. Okay, we go for a short break. When we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. All right, you're welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday, and I remember, how do I say it? I think I understand, not remember, I understand that a lot of us there are not too happy with the decision. Like we said, it is between the devil and the deep blue sea. Whatever decision is taken, somebody is going to get hurt. You can't take it because they are on the opposite side of the divide. Jimmy has just joined us. Hello, Jimmy. You're welcome to the show.
Very pleasure to be here. And I feel the O&D committee, they had been in a catch-22 situation, and I would not blame them for having taken this decision. I think it's a landmark one, because we recollect clearly what happened with Mekechukwu Ibinego, where we seem to have compensations upon compensations and some funny decisions being taken just because there had been mistakes made, having not worked on the framework properly. And I think that before any season starts, it's important that there is the holistic review of all the rules, all the framework, all the guidelines and whatsoever. If you don't have that in place, don't start the league, because it is when that's not done, you start having anomalies, you start having issues like this.
Because that is exactly, I think that is exactly what people like Kwara United are complaining about. That there was a precedent that which the LMC talked about, which was a bad precedent, which we said it here, whether or not. But they would have reviewed that portion. And then the case that, that was, then, but let's say probably we might have some informed callers who are probably give us that. But then on a lighter note, Jimmy, we all grew up when they said, Indians, that when they can throw javelin out of the stadium, that, they can score 100 goals.
Yeah, talking of fables. Yeah, talking of fables.
But finally, an Indian did win an athletic gold. And of all events, it is the javelin. I tell you this, it is the javelin. Neeraj Chopra threw 87.58 meters to win the Olympic gold in javelin. So those of you who are saying the guy threw this javelin out of the stadium, You know, this one treat within the stadium, it didn't go up to 100 meters. It's 87.58 meters, and that is the first athletic goal for India. You know, in their history.
It's about the genes. It's about the genes.
Yeah.
That's why most people would never have believed that India would do this. But talk about dedication to the cause. Talk about commitment. Talk about investment in the right, you know, frame that could actually lead you to the podium. So that's what we have at this point in time. There's no talking down what India has been able to achieve. It's just like talking about Italy. Italy before now, when it, you know, was about the sprint, it had never been about
the ladies in the house. Hello, Kwa. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we know you are in the house.
How are you?
We are fine. We are fine.
Hi,
Abuja.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How is everybody?
Fine.
Blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. This is your one and only lady calling
of
you
Channel
from
Sports
Abuja.
Sunday.
I'm not by my television. I'm just in the church, but I have to quickly take. We're having a meeting, but I took an excuse to have a word with you.
Okay.
And yes, it's so important. Look at our sport. See where we are going to. And my prayer, do you know my prayer for our country, Nigeria?
Go on.
That I'm crying the way David cried in Psalm 85. That says, "Oh Lord, my God, won't you revive us again so that we may rejoice?" I'm praying and I'm crying to God that the Lord should revive our sports industry so that we may rejoice. Hello?
Hello. You are all there. You know, you do us a favor before you drop your call. Please give them your number again before you drop.
I will. But wait. Let me tell you something, Uncle Oshonogo.
All right, go on.
I listened to one Amaju's interview about 2 weeks ago, and they were asking him about grassroots and whatever. And do you know what the answer was? That he is only responsible to Super Eagles. I said, God, where are we? What brought us here? It's not like a father telling the children that he's only responsible to the senior ones. Mr. Shanaga?
We are listening to you.
Amaju does not know that the whole football from the basic kindergarten to university level is in his hands. He did not know that he's in charge of the grassroots. And that is the president of the Federation of Football in Nigeria. Yes or no?
All right. Give them your number. It's a pleasure hearing from you always on this show. Thank you, Lady Okwo. We hope that probably everybody, it will be all inclusive.
A reminder, we did not qualify for the Olympics, male and female.
Yeah.
We have not been qualifying for most of the age grade competitions when it comes to football. So basically, it would not be wrong to say that our football is in the doldrums, because even at the domestic level, we are not doing well. So the question begs, what exactly would Amaju say are his achievements? Is it ensuring that normal thing that they should be doing, the welfare of players, they go through charter planes and all that? Would that be the achievement?
He has a board.
Personal achievement.
But he has you hold the board responsible, not him as the president of the
Because almost always, Amaju has made it look like he is the board himself. When it comes to talking, I've done this, I've done that, I've talked to this coach, I've told the coach this. Not we have.
And what are other members of the board doing? If you are just there as a rubber stamp, because that is why you are there.
It's still one of the anomalies where you have the board members being so mute about a lot of the anomalies in the sector. Everything is pushed to Amaju because they will look at it like, oh, Amaju, face it. Because it's about you, face it. It's simple.
But we didn't put somebody, we didn't put one person there, we put a board there to run
the problem again
our football.
Is, do we have a properly structured voting system that enables people with divergent views to come in? Is it the same old people that have been there with the same old structure?
You remember when this board, you remember when they tried to put a clause in the statute that before you contest, somebody in the executive committee must endorse you.
So that means it's exclusive to you and I.
That is within. They want
so what are we talking about?
But they removed that clause. That clause, it didn't stand because they were hue and cry. Okay, we are all that. Kipchoge did win back-to-back 1,500 meters.
Ensuring that Stefan Hassan didn't do the treble.
Stefan Hassan of Netherlands. She got that 10,000 meters, 5,000 meters, and then she got a bronze in 1,500 meters. So that is, we're talking about an athlete with, okay, Peter is calling us from Uyo. Let's go to Uyo and meet Peter. Hello, Peter, how are you? Peter, are you there?
Yes.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Peter from Uyo calling.
Yeah, good, my dear, good.
Yes, I just want to comment about the Nigerian Professional Football League, the LMC and their decisions.
Yeah.
Concerning the last match they played, Aqua United went to Kano State to play.
Yes.
In that match, there was a precedent being set by LMC concerning crowd not entering into the stadium. But at the end of the day, Kano Pillars and their management, they allow their supporters to enter into the stadium. Up till now, they fail to follow their rules. The same thing is also playing out in the match concerning Rivers United and Jigawa Golden Stars.
Yeah.
I don't know when we are going to learn so that our league can grow. Up till now, we don't know the second team, and we are still waiting for people coming up there from Jigawa Golden Stars and that of Rivers United. I don't know when they will follow their rules for our football to grow.
Okay, let's see. There will be a review, and I hope everybody, all stakeholders, I don't know who are the stakeholders anyway, unless they consult you, and then like President Obasanjo told his advisor, it's your job to advise.
If I don't accept,
if I don't accept, so that is not the thing. So let's see how it's going to happen. But then, like we said, during the week also, there are the video of a Nigerian athlete in Moscow, where he was washing his jersey, so that before he can use it, after using it, after running and sweating, after practicing, he has to wash it and dry clean so that he can wear it again. Went viral, and in the midst of this, Puma released this. Puma released a statement that they have terminated. If we can get that letter, official notification of terminating a sponsorship. Jimmy, you can take that.
The official notification of terminating sponsoring and licensing agreement. There, sirs, we are referring to the sponsoring and licensing agreement signed between our company and your federation as a direct consequence of the recent development, particularly at the Tokyo Olympic Games 2020, and pursuant to clauses 9, subsection 2, and 7, subsection 3 of the agreement, we hereby terminate the agreement with immediate effect. Puma explicitly declares to be discharged from any and all obligations towards all stakeholders involved and reserves all rights against these entities and individuals. This official notification is dispatched to all stakeholders listed on page 2. Yours sincerely, signed by 2 of the representatives. Okay,
that letter was addressed to Athletics Federation of Nigeria, National Stadium Complex, Package A entrance, Abuja. So Puma says, no mass. We are not doing anymore, and they terminated that particular contract. Those jerseys, were told, arrived in Tokyo. They were not used, and so we don't know what the issues are. But then, like we always say, like I asked Bambo, is it administration, or is it technical, or is it funding? Probably they will to tell us, all right, Chidi is there. Let's go back to Abakaliki, and Chidi is there for us. Hello, Chidi, how are you? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine, very fine.
I really enjoyed that extract from
Things fall apart.
Things fall apart. But the Okonkwo and the Amaranze,
yes.
it was really awesome.
Thank you.
And I didn't want to appeal to Nigerians to stop wasting their prayers on Nigerian football or in Nigerian athletics. Prayer does not work. The Chinese, the Japanese, and the Americans, they don't pray, they prepare. So until we stop praying and start doing the right thing, we're not going to get this job done. I'm happy that my adopted country, United States of America, we went home with the ultimate prize.
You won, yes, and it was thrilling. It was thrilling. Okay, Chidi, are you still there?
So,
yeah.
Yes, I'm still there.
All right.
So, thank you so much. You guys are doing wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chidi.
I think I'll adopt a country of my own soon.
You want to adopt your own country? You're in Catalan. You want to live in Catalan.
Like Bambo said, administration, I mean.
Yeah.
If we don't get it right that way, trust me, nothing else can be done. Because the right administration will be responsible for bringing in the funds, bringing the right technical team to handle stuff.
Yes.
I mean, how do you send...
leadership deficit. Once you have leadership deficit, you are never going to do well, even in terms of technical.
Yes. In athletics alone, actually, your adopted country, they won the 800 meters women gold, and then at a move.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see her color, all right. They said we should go, but they said the time is up for us to call this show to quit. Lukaku is going back to Chelsea.
Yeah, Lukaku
97.5 million.
Yeah, after they let him go back then, I think it's a good one for him.
Yeah.
My own parting words are simple. If you don't prepare, we will fail again.
Iwala is going to Esperance. We are hearing figures in the region of $500,000, and he'll be earning about $45,000 a month.
Great move, inspiring move. But we should have more of Iwalas if only our administrators can do the right thing at the right time.
We should have more of the Iwalas if our administrators can do the right thing at the right time. Like we keep on saying, we talk sports here. Have a fun-filled Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Stay blessed.